We have two streams going. We're in stereo.
This one is floating. Or not getting the signal or something. The one on my phone is fine, but this one's not.
That's weird. gang, welcome to another edition of Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium live stream. Yeah, gang, that's right, live stream. And just want to take a minute and see who is all here. But before we do, hey, guess what? Snow is coming. Hurry up, get out there and find some treasure before the ground is covered. Because I tell you what, that snow has got to go. But anyway, gang, welcome to another rendition of Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium's live stream. Hey, there's North Jersey Detector, how are you? Mike Badger, how are you? Metal Detecting Yorkshire, York, how are you? John Wolf, hi. And Treasure Hunting SWPA, hello. And Red Man Paranormal, hello. American Woodland Relics, Paul, how are you? Hoosier Hillbilly, hi. Yeoman Gull, hi. And see, the gang is all here. Lincoln, how are you? And yeah, we may be in stereo because yeah, the program did an update like moments before we went on, and I don't know, had to kind of scramble here at the last minute, getting everything situated. Yeah, Miss Paula, how are you? Detector S, hi. Tomcat digs it all. Hello. Kane, how are you? Kane Beeping. And the gang is all here. And Flash in your pan. Hey, Flash, how are you? My 8 o'clock neighbor right there. And welcome one and all. Hi, there's Todd saying, how are you? And welcome again, welcome to another edition of Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium's live stream. That gang, that's right. Hey, Al, how are you? Hubert Digger, hi. Lenny, no, how are you? And I tell you, it's been one weird week. But anyway, gang, again, welcome to another rendition of Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium live stream, and it's the only live stream you'll see tonight. Now, make you grateful that this is only a weekly show. Yeah, could you imagine Reiser being on more than once a week? Oh my goodness, I tell you, they probably would start blaming me again for the smog in Los Angeles again, and yeah, wouldn't want that. But I get blamed for all kinds of different other smells and odors and everything else like that. But yeah, every now and again I get blamed for the smog in Los Angeles. But anyway, gang, speaking of California, I've been working on a piece involving San Francisco and the great San Francisco earthquake. And I tell you, there'll be a very heavy media-oriented piece from the early 1900s that you just are not going to want to miss. And that's either going to be next Tuesday or the Tuesday after. I'm not sure yet. It's done. It's ready to go, but I got a couple of different things to get squared away before we actually do that on the live stream. But I tell you, it's turning out to be a very, very nice media piece. And so, yeah, don't miss it. Anyway, gang, tonight we've got a look at who's finding what. That's right, we're going to take a look at a little bit of treasure that's being posted on Facebook in one of the groups, and we're going to take a look at that a little bit later. We've got news and upcoming. That's right, stuff coming up that you just either want to be a part of or want to watch or etc. But either way, you don't want to miss it. And also, too, we have a historic piece. Yeah, get that. A historic piece. After all, today is the anniversary of the Battle of New Orleans, January 8th, 1815, 203 years ago. And again, we also have a little media piece associated with that, which you don't want to miss. And you know what? I tell you what, whether it's the coin community, whether it's the treasure hunting community, you're always making friends and making connections and talking to people. I discovered a channel that I have been watching since I discovered it, and but more about that later, and we'll get kind of a little bit of an introduction to him, and again, well, more on that in a little bit. And tonight's giveaway, that's right, or tonight's giveaway, or we can actually call it Rosie's Revenge. But anyway, again, we got a pack of Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium toilet paper, and then question mark, that's right, we are still cleaning off the desk. So, yeah, there will be something or other, or I promise it won't be strange. Or unless you want strange. I do actually have a turn of the century receipt from a mortuary. So that's always kind of interesting, but that's something you don't really see every day. But anyway, gang, That's it. All right, well, let's do it. Here we go. But first, a word from our sponsor. Friends, when it is time, it is indeed time. And you know what? It's so much where it just may not be the place, but as long as you're prepared. That's right, you should always have a pack of Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium toilet paper. That's right, gang. It is really that convenient. You know, in a train station, no problem. At a Megadeth concert, no problem. If you're lost in the woods, no problem. Or even at the DMV. That's right, it's no problem, upside down, no problem, when in fact you have a pack of Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium toilet paper. That's right, gang. It goes wherever you go for when you have to go. So anyway, gang, ask for it at your local Woolworths or Ben Franklin's 5 and 10 cent stores. But anyway, gang, here we go. All right. Now we're going to switch on over here and take a look at Facebook's metal detecting U.S. only. Now, not to exclude any of my across the pond friends, that's just the name of the book, name of the group. And I tell you what, I actually belong to some only UK only metal detecting sites. They let me in, but it's just wonderful to see anything and everything that comes out of the ground. But anyway, gang, we're going to try and catch up with chat. And hey, there's part-time detector. She came in. They let her in again. And Mike, Mallyman 20. Oh, how are you, Mike? And Hoogie, how are you? We're on the streets of San Francisco. I tell you what, during the earthquake back in the early 1900s, they probably could have used some Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium toilet paper. And hey, there's Robert. How are you, Robert? And I tell you, well, we're going to cruise on over. Now, this is kind of an experiment. This is a first. We haven't actually ever tried this before. And we're running pretty good as far as CPU right now. At the beginning of the stream, it was kind of sketchy. But if it lags, we're going to go to plan B. But right now, we're going to go ahead and give it a whirl. So if you guys are ready, here we go. All right, we're going to head on over, like I said, over to Facebook and to Metal Detecting US. And here we go. If you guys are ready, I'll give it a whack. All right, there we go. Hopefully that page translates over. Let's see. And how about that? It did. All right, gang. Well, as you can see, this is the group on Facebook called Metal Detecting US Only. And one thing I do want to point out there, whenever I find a good dealer, and I will say this guy's top-notch. I use him for whatever Garrett product I may be buying. Up in the top right of your screen, you see contact member Robert Wyatt for special member deals. And he has his little phone number there. I have always had the wonderful pleasure of dealing with Mr. Wyatt, and I encourage you to. If you need a metal detecting dealer of any sort, I'm sure he carries other brands besides Garrett. I've only purchased Garrett products from him, but I am kind of sure he has other products as well. But anyway, top notch. And I tell you, in today's business world, once you find a good dealer, you want to hang on to them. Anyway, gang, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's been coming out of the ground from people who have been posting. And here we have a fellow by the name of Blade Cooper. And Blade Cooper says, thanks for the ad. Went out for the first time today and found this old lock about 7 inches down in a dry creek bed. Anyone take a guess at how old it is? And my official guess is it's old. But anyway, gang, let's see. We're going to move right along. Let's see, one guy commented there, it's still locked. It has the lock ring attached. Anyway, we'll keep on going down, see what else has come out of the ground. And usually, I tell you what, I do like this page a lot. And, hey, we know that guy. Good channel. And right there, let's see what he's posted. He's posted a large set. Now, I don't want to stay on there too much in case that winds up with one of his videos. But the thing is, he's found a large scent in Kissimmee. But I'm sure you guys will see more of that coming up. Let's see. Daniel Daniel H. He says, I wonder if this works on coins. I hope not. Yeah, don't use that on coins. No. Cameron Smith found about 8 inches down in hard-packed soil. I'm thinking the tiger in your tank was a mid-60s to early 70s vintage. There is a very readable serial number stamped on this fob, covered with tape for initial photo, found in Montana. Now, that's kind of neat. Tiger in your tank. That brings back to mind Exxon, but I believe even before Exxon, it was Esso. And but that's actually now see, I like stuff like that. I think that's a great find, and that's kind of neat. And let's see, we have Gary Persinger, and looks like he's had a good day out. Oh, hey, look, there's the letter C, and again, in case he's going to use that for an upcoming video, I don't want to stay on it too long, but again, you can actually get on Facebook and join the group. And again, I like this group a lot. They have some excellent mods, and it keeps a lot of the riffraff out. But they kind of missed me, I guess. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, any kind of drama or anything, they kind of, yeah, they get rid of it. And we're going to cruise on down here a little bit. And I thought this was a very nice find. Timothy Raw says, detecting the woods and found my first Indians of the year. Also found a jar lid, rope tightener, spoon, and my first silver coin of the year. Well, congrats to Timothy. And we're actually going to take a look at this because I thought it was highly impressive. And I'll go ahead and click on that for you. And there it is before he cleaned it up. And there's his spoon, there's his rope tensioner. And prior to them being made out of metal, they were made out of wood. And there's his Indian, 1893. And I think that's a dandy of a find. And there's his Merc, 1944. Now, I have to say, even though the picture, and he's still got a little bit of the dirt on it, I think that Merc is going to clean up nicely. So, congrats to Timothy Raw. Let's see, we'll go back to the page. And let's see, Timothy Hamilton. Someone posted the other day about things people throw away. Well, this is my trash find today. And it works, except the speaker, but I'm going to fix that. It will soon be for sale. You know, I also saw, too, just recently, I don't know if it was in this group or what group it was, but somebody actually pulled an, I think it was an Ace 250 or an Ace 300 out of the trash, if you can believe it. And I say congrats to them, because I tell you what, every now and again, down at the shore areas, you can actually find a metal detector in the trash, whether it's somebody that's cleaning out their garage or shed or etc. Every now and again, believe it or not, you can pull a machine out of the trash down to the shore areas. And here we have Joshua Wilson's today's 1.5 hour hunt at the park. And it looks like he's got a great deal clad, and he's got some he's got a Hot Wheels there, which I think they're actually quite cool to find. Philip Gray in Hot Springs, North Carolina. Today's finds, identifications welcome. Well, one thing looks like a stove lid, and we have like a small railroad spike, and oh, there's another rope tensioner there. Good finds there. And I love this post, by the way. This is Art Kimmel. I thought my wife really loved me when she bought me this stuff. Then I realized she bought the sand sifter. I live in southern Illinois, and we don't have any beaches nearby. Now she is talking about going on vacation to a beach this summer. I knew she had ulterior motives. Yeah, I tell you. If the wife buys you a sand sifter and you live in the yeah, more than likely, yeah. But you know what, gang? It probably worked. He probably is highly agreeable about going now. And Jess and Matt Martin, my first large scent, 1847. I was so shaking. Hope I find many more, and we hope you do too there, Mr. Martin. 7 inches deep. All I know is wow. And let me tell you what, Mr. Martin, wow indeed. I tell you, if that comes out like that, I tell you what, that's in great shape for a Doug Largey. And many, many congrats to you. See, Kevin Mitchell, my first good metal detector. I bought it in '95. Anyone else have an White's XLT? I tell you, I used to be a White's man until Garrett brought out the AT Pro. I am still a little bit of a White's man. After all, I still think my old White's machine does better in the marsh than what the Garrett AT Pro does. But more on that later. Let's see. Ian Matthew, a little door knocking. After some research landed me this. After only an hour, I found a wheat coin spill, barber dime, 1899 Indian, 1907 V nickel, buttons, and I believe something I guess is a token. It's a hemweight. Oh, okay, he edited it. It's not a token, but a hemweight. And also, landowner wanted to keep all, but I'm okay with it. That's strange. You know, sometimes that's something you just want to talk about before you start metal detecting, you know, kind of see where the landowner feelings are. I've never had that happen yet. I've actually given some stuff freely back to the landowner as kind of like appreciation, that kind of thing. I never had one say, you know, whatever you find is mine. I never really quite had that happen. Oh, here's somebody selling a Coin Master Pro. And we're going to get down here to some more stuff. Here we go. John Smith, Williams Cast Iron Lion Bank, partially restored, 1900 to 1930s. That's a great find. Now, see, sometimes I like this type of stuff even better than some of the colonial stuff, because it just has such character, you know. And not only that, but not all of us are lucky enough to live in colonial areas. You know, in New Jersey, we have the best of both worlds. We can do the beach, we can do search for colonial stuff, but you know what? It's one thing about this hobby. You just never know what's going to come out of the ground. I see he's got an example there of what one looks non-dug. Douglas Kaiser. I wonder if he's related to Kay Kaiser, the old band leader. But anyway, Douglas Kaiser. Okay, folks, I dug this plate buckled today. Need some help identifying it. It's 3 inches by 2 inches and weighs 1.65 ounces. TIA, which, by the way, gang, for us old heads, why TIA, that's thanks in advance. Yeah, I tell you, when I first saw that, it took me half an hour looking at it, but what's TIA? Who's Tia? But anyway, gang, that there, I dug one, oh boy, you guys would have to dig back in the videos. I dug one, was that last year? I think it was last year I dug one. And these were buckles for, see if I can remember this from my head. Mine actually had silver wreaths around it. These wreaths here are casted, and I do believe in the Civil War era, why they were mainly for the troops on horseback, which would make them what? I have a brain fart. Not infantry, cavalry.
Yeah, that's it.
And but yeah, congrats to Douglas Kaiser. Great find. Oh, here it is here. Oh, it's an Ace 150, Mike Kydell. Amazing what people throw away. I tell you what, can you imagine finding a metal detector in the trash? Years ago, I did find one down at the shore, and the only problem was they let the batteries sit in the machine, and of course they corroded over. But what they didn't know is you could take the little insert out and replace the insert. I think the insert cost like, I think back then it was like $15. You know, you put your 4 batteries in the insert and slap it back in, and you were good to go. But fantastic find. Ryan Mazon, any idea what this is? Found near an old mill location. And, yep, no idea. Yeah, no idea. Yeah, no. But John Fegley says, window crank off of an old car or truck. There you go. Hey, how about that? We got a confirmation right there. Larry V. Pierce. After some good rain, the ground is soft. Hit the back end of a park with horseshoe pits, then the lower part of campsites by the lake. Lots of junk. Had $2.52 in clad, a 1957 wheat, and a 1943 steel wheat. The keychain still has the $8 price tag on it. The spinner just needs a new hook, and the ring is 925 silver and heavy. Not sure about the charm. No markings. That was actually a good day there. Howard Hornbeck. I think it was this group. Someone asked about detecting on railroad tracks. Well, here is a pic of a pile of spikes in a town around the corner from me. I tell you what, gang, well, I've tried doing along railroad tracks, and it is difficult. You know, the idea that a lot of people have, you know, around the stations and whatnot, people getting on and off the trains and etc. And let me tell you, iron infested, and also too the coal after those steam locomotives after it gets after coal gets burnt. Actually, there's a slight little bit of iron in it, which will throw you a little bit of a falsing signal. But anyway, gang, I tell you what, stick it out. I tell you, if you have a railroad in your area, more than likely you've got some place where people are getting on and off, and it's always a good spot to try and do. And Chris Turn, I believe Chris Turn is actually somewhere somewhat local to me. And let's see what he's got. Wow, very first target, my very first barber half. Well, congrats there. That is excellent. Barber $half. I don't even think I have a barber $half in my collection, let alone ever dug one. I have never dug a barber half. So congrats to him. And that was funny. Okay. Thank you, Jersey History Guard. Anyway, I wish you put the date on there. And You know what's funny, gang? I have not used Facebook on the computer in probably, I bet you, 4 years. And when actually I got this idea from somebody else, and but they were doing it for a different purpose. I thought, I don't know. I don't know if you guys, I have to get you guys the feedback, whether you like this sort of thing or not. But anyway, gang, I didn't quite know if it was going to work or not, but so far so good. I don't see any lag, and as far as I know, we're kind of cooking right along. But anyway, back to this. William Lowe, first coins and buttons for the start of the new year. Metal detecting. I found these coins and buttons today, not too far from Burkittsville, Maryland, and see he's got some nice buttons there.
Isn't that where the Blair Witch was from?
In Burkittsville?
Yeah.
I don't know. And what's he got there? He looks like he has an 1848 Largey there, which probably wouldn't hurt to be soaked a little bit. All right. Also, too, on this particular page, they also let you list things for sale. And we have David Scarborough. Says, need to rehome my CTX 3030 due to shoulder injury. Complete setup with dual battery packs and case with wireless headphones. Extras, 17-inch coil with a shaft. Wired waterproof headphones. And let's see what else he's got going on there with it. Harness. Camo screen protector, all for $1,600 plus shipping. Only used about 4 times at the beach. And he has a photograph there of everything. And yeah, unfortunately, shoulder surgery. Well, that can't be good. But there you go. Also something if you're needing a CTX 3030, that just may be your shot. $1,600. Oh my goodness, we have to take a look at this. Scott Biggs. Here is one of my first finds from 12 or 15 years ago using this machine. Not quite 12 inches deep and may have been able to find it with a magnet. LOL. And it looks like a musket ball, I'm guessing. But down there, oh my goodness, yeah, gang, believe it or not, that is my first machine as well. That I used to have a Coinmaster 5000. You know what, as awkward as, I guess we can say, not quite ergonomically correct, I guess. Why, that was a wonderful machine. I wish I still had it. Oh, here we go. Aaron Smith, I'm going to be in Tennessee by Lake Norris in June. Anybody want to go detecting? Please let me know. I will take you if in Indiana. There you go. So basically, he's going to Tennessee by Lake Norris, and if you happen to go to Indiana, Hoosier! If you happen to go to Indiana, why, yeah, he'll take you along too. Aaron Smith. Oh, this is depressing. Todd Anderson. I'm I see all these posts from people getting out detecting and sharing their first finds of the year, and I look outside and see this. It's coming, gang. I believe we have snow in the forecast for this weekend. And but I tell you, I know we had a couple years there. It was kind of just the polar opposites. We had one year where I actually went detecting the entire winter, and the ground never froze. And I remember, was it last year or was it the year before that we had oodles of snow, and it was quite depressing. Oodles and oodles of snow. let's take a look at this. James Fields. Well, after the excitement today, I headed down to the river near a spot that I find old coins. And while I like to show and tell, I didn't dig up anything to shake a stick at. I did find something really nice on the surface staring up at me. This has to be the coolest bottle I've ever found, even if the top is broken. Anyone know why it's so small? And I don't know if you guys happen to recognize that or not, but I do not. You know, when I first actually laid my eye on it, I thought it might be like a small tube, like a transistor tube. But I don't know. But boy, is that small. Uh-oh. I think somebody nailed it there. They are still used today. Here is one of my single-dose medication ampules for injection. You snap the top off and draw the medication out via syringe. How about that?
People are saying CO2 bottle for an air gun.
Oh, okay. All right, we have to take a look. The aliens again. Aren't those darn aliens? John Buck, glad to be with the group. Some finds I found in 2018. Happy hunting. I tell you, he's got some nice watch fobs there. Who's that one guy? That almost looks like William Penn there. And he's got some other watch fobs and tokens and neat stuff. And Brian Arvish posts this. That thing. Oh, whatchamacallit. That there is a whatchamacallit. It says, what is this? I found it in our yard. House was built in 1906. It was about 5 or 6 inches deep. It's non-magnetic. I scraped with some surface material. And there you go. Oh, yeah, that's a tricky one. What is that? Steve Hall, I found this bullet today. I need help identifying it, please. I don't have digital calibers. This is what I have. Any help appreciated. Well, it's definitely not a ringer, but it does have a hollow end to it. And somebody posted, it looks like an Enfield, I guess. And, uh-oh, bottles. Chuck Messer stumbled on another dump on my property today. Other than an old gun barrel and gas lamp head, I did find these. Bottles. Watch it, gang. Bottles can be addictive. Now let's take a look at this. This is Jay Tollan. Me and my son made our first medical detecting trip. Found few pull tabs and 1989 quarter. He's hooked and ready for another trip. Absolutely. I tell you what, metal detect. If you're going to get your kids addicted to something, let it be metal detecting or coins and not drugs. Besides, if they get into the coins, they won't have any money for drugs. So, yeah. Jordan Gates asks, so how much junk do you dig before finding something good? A whole bunch. A lot. And here we have Gary Persinger again. Door knocked a new permission this evening. Got a yes and hit the field a little. Looks like he's got himself some flat buttons in the bottom picture, but boy, is that a nice thimble. Eric Reed, thanks for the ad. Found my first real find today. Stick himself an old bullet. And anyway, gang, all right, well, that there is our little bit from the Metal Detecting US Only Facebook page. And if you guys happen to be on Facebook, you can also see this page for yourself. And like I said, great folks on there, great mods. They keep drama to a bare minimum. And if you guys don't know, Reiser stays away from any kind of drama. There's some Facebook pages of Metal Detecting that I do steer away from because don't need it. Don't need the drama. And like I said, the mods keep this page very clean and drama-free. And great page, great people, and great people to talk with. And you know, you get to share your finds with your fellow diggers and get to see some great stuff. And there's a whole lot more other pages out there. And probably in the upcoming months, we'll go to some of the other different pages and see what people's been pulling out of the ground. Now, if you guys like this sort of thing, would like to see more, like to do it slower, like to have, I don't know, maybe even a full episode of this, do let me know. Throw it in chat, and we'll review it. And but anyway, gang, that's what's been pulled out of the ground. And this is just the page that we have for tonight. And like I said, there's other great pages out there. Anyway, gang, that's the end of that bit. And we are going to go ahead and close out that page, because we're going to go ahead and proceed to our other feature. Ah, we're back. Now you get to look at me again. Haha. No, kidding. Anyway, gang, I tell you. Anyway, as we said, we got to do some news and upcoming stuff. All right, gang. Well, the date has been set. That's right, gang. The date has been set. The Coin Seminar Weekend. That's right, Ken Peavy's Coin Seminar Weekend is coming up February the 15th through the 17th, 2019. Don't miss it! I tell you, great fun, great channels, and I tell you what, there's more than likely going to be giveaways. That's right, under the individual channels that will be taking part of the Coin Seminar Weekend. They do their own giveaways, plus there's a phenomenal Coin Seminar Weekend. Hoosier! Anyway. No, it's Coin Seminar Weekend. You know what's horrible, Hoosier? You know, you put that there. I had to hurry up and look at the picture and make sure I spelled it right. Because, yeah, Reiser has done hoopahs like that. No, it's the Coin Seminar Weekend. I tell you, anyway, what was I saying? Yes. I'm sorry, Lincoln. Forewarning, the media clip coming up. Why, there's a gun involved, so. Anyway, yeah, each channel sometimes has their own giveaways, which gives you an opportunity to win something. Plus, on Monday, there will be a finale giveaway. So do check that out. Oh, I'm all kinds of lost now. I'm going to throw it up here anyway. I'm working out without my safety net tonight. I don't have a whole plethora of notes like I normally have, just because of the way the week's been. But flash in your pan. I believe it's February the 18th that Reiser will be going back on there. And the last guest spot I had with Flash, unfortunately, Murphy, that little gremlin Murphy, got involved. And we're going to give it another whack on February the 18th. So do check that out. And then, gang, in March, the National Money Show, March the 28th through the 30th, 2019. And the Risers will be there, and we'll be doing a little bit of live streaming from the event. One of the live streams will consist of trolling around the different tables and taking a look at a few things. And the other live stream, we're basically going to have a sit down and maybe talk to a couple of different people and see, what's going on, what they're looking for, or see what deals they've gotten. And but anyway, gang, if you happen to be there, do be sure to say hello to the guy with the skull on his shirt. And besides, how many old guys with skulls on their shirt could there possibly be there? Anyway, gang, my volume knob is worn out. Hey, look, it's Pittsburgh. Anyway, I'll tell you. Oh, everything is quiet now in Pittsburgh. The Steelers did not make it. What was that? They I'm trying to remember. What was it? Baltimore had to lose in order for Pittsburgh to make. And that didn't happen. But anyway, gang, I'm trying to catch up with chat and corn seminar weekend. You know what? From in the Midwest, they probably could have a corn seminar. And oh, anyway, gang, I tell you. Anyway, gang, like I said earlier in a little preview, why today is the anniversary of the Battle of New Orleans, and that will be tonight's little history segment, and a lot of great stuff with that, and great time in history too. Everything was still fresh and untamed, and we got some pictures for you here to look at, and we also have a media bit coming up. Or go ahead and give you something to look at. And that guy. Battle of New Orleans. The Battle of New Orleans was fought on Sunday, January the 8th, 1815, between the British Army under Major General Sir Edward Pakenham and the United States Army under Brevet Major General Andrew Jackson. It took place approximately 5 miles south of the city of New Orleans, close to the present-day town of Chalmette, Louisiana, and was an American victory. The battle effectively marked the end of the War of 1812. The Battle of New Orleans took place directly after the signing of the Treaty of Ghent on December the 24th, 1814, before the news of the treaty could reach the United States. The Americans defended against a British assault on New Orleans, resulting in a major victory. In just over a half hour, the Americans suffered around 70 casualties, while the British suffered roughly 2,000 casualties. On January the 8th, 1815, at 5 o'clock, the British marched against General Andrew Jackson's lines of defense. The British infantry and one rifle unit, hang on to that word, rifle unit, advanced in 2 columns under the cover of artillery. The Americans had constructed 3 lines of defense, the forward one 4 miles in front of the city. It was strongly entrenched at the Rodriguez Canal, which stretched from a swamp to the river, with a timber loopholed breastwork and earthworks for artillery. And if you guys want to have a look at that, which I don't have that on there. There's actually some very nice diagrams of the positions of all of the units that you can find on the internet. The British battle plan was for an attack against the 20-gun West Bank battery, which would then both reduce the American artillery danger and enable those same guns to be turned on the American line to assist a frontal attack against the defended line. In the early morning of January 8th, Pakenham gave his final orders for the 2-pronged assault against Jackson's position. Colonel William Thornton of the 85th Regiment was to cross the Mississippi during the night with his 780-strong force, moved rapidly upriver and stormed the battery commanded by Commodore Daniel Patterson on the flank of the main American entrenchments, and then opened an enfilade fire on Jackson's line with the captured two columns along the river led by Keene, and along the swamp line led by Major General Samuel Gibbs. The brigade commanded by Major General John Lambert was held in reserve. A canal was dug by the British to enable 42 small boats to get to the river. Preparations for the attack had foundered early on the 8th, as the canal being dug by Cochrane's sailors collapsed and the dam made to divert the flow of the river into the canal failed, leading the sailors to drag the boats of Colonel Thornton's West Bank assault force through deep mud. This left the force starting off just before daybreak, 12 hours late. The frontal attack was not postponed, however, as it was hoped that the force on the West Bank would at least create a diversion, even if they had not succeeded in the assault. The main attack began in darkness and a heavy fog, but as the British neared the main enemy line, the fog lifted, exposing them to withering artillery fire. Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Mullins, the British commander of the 44th East Essex Regiment of Foot, had forgotten the ladders. Don't forget the ladders. Had forgotten the ladders and fascines needed to cross the 8-foot deep and 15-foot wide canal and scale the earthworks, and in the dark and fog, confusion descended as the British tried to close the gap. Most of the senior officers were killed or wounded, including Major General Samuel Gibbs, who was killed leading the main attack column on the right, consisting of the 4th, 21st, 44th, and 5th West India Regiments, and Colonel Rennie, who led a detachment of the 3 light companies of the 7th, 43rd, and 93rd on the left by the river. Possibly because of Thornton's delay in crossing the river and the withering artillery fire that might hit them from across the river, the 93rd Highlanders were ordered to leave Keene's assault column advancing along the river and move across the open field to join the main force on the right of the field. Keene fell wounded as he crossed the field with the 93rd. Rennie's men managed to attack and overrun an American advance redoubt next to the river, but without reinforcements they could neither hold the position nor successfully storm the main American line behind it. Within a few minutes, the American 7th Infantry arrived, moved forward, and fired upon the British in the captured redoubt. Within half an hour, Rennie and nearly all of his men were dead. In the main attack on the right, the British infantrymen either flung themselves to the ground, huddled in the canal, or were mowed down by a combination of musket fire and grape shot from the Americans. A handful made it to the top of the parapet on the right, but were either killed or captured. The 95th Rifles had advanced in open skirmish order ahead of the main assault force and were concealed in the ditch below the parapet, unable to advance further without support. The 2 large main assaults on the American position were repulsed. Pakenham and his second-in-command, Major General Samuel Gibbs, were fatally wounded while on horseback by grape shot fired from the earthworks. Major Wilkinson of the 21st Regiment reformed his lines and made a 3rd assault. They were able to reach the entrenchments and attempted to scale them. Wilkinson made it to the top before being shot. The Americans were amazed at his bravery and carried him behind the rampart. With most of their senior officers dead or wounded, the British soldiers, including the 93rd Highlanders, having no orders to advance further or retreat, stood out in the open and were shot apart with grape shot from the line Jackson. General Lambert was in the reserve and took command. He gave the order for his reserve to advance and ordered the withdrawal of the army. The reserve was used to cover the retreat of what was left of the British army in the field. The Chalmette battlefield was the plantation home of Colonel Dennis D. La Ronde's half-brother, Ignace Martin D. Lino, 1755 through 1815. It was burned by invading forces, reputedly causing De Lino's death from a broken heart shortly after his return to his treasured home 3 weeks after the battle. The only British success of the battle was the delayed attack on the west bank of the Mississippi River, where Thornton's brigade, comprising of the 85th Regiment and detachments from the Royal Navy and Royal Marines. And they basically attacked and overwhelmed the American line. The Navy detachment and the Marine detachment were led by Captain Roland Money and Brevet Major Thomas Adair, respectively. That's his name, Money. Money was captain of the HMS Trave, and Adair was the commanding officer of the HMS Vengeurs detachment of Marines. The sides of the canal by which the boats were to be brought through to the Mississippi caved in and choked the passage, so that only enough got through to take over a half of Thornton's force. With these, 700 in number crossed, but as he did not allow for the current, it carried him down about 2 miles below the intended landing place. Thornton's brigade won their battle, but Colonel Thornton was dangerously wounded. This success, through a notable one, and a disgrace to the American arms, had no effect on the battle. Army casualties among the 85th Foot were 2 dead, 1 captured, and 41 wounded. Royal Navy casualties were 2 dead, Captain Roland Money, and 18 seamen wounded. Royal Marine casualties were 2 dead, with 3 officers, 1 sergeant, and 12 other ranks wounded. Though both Jackson and Commodore Patterson reported that the retreating forces had spiked their cannon, leaving no guns to turn on the Americans' main defense line, Major Mitchell's diary makes it clear this was not so, as he states that he had commenced cleaning enemies' guns to form a battery to enfilade their lines on the left bank. And anyway, gang, we got a lot more to cover, and we're just going to quickly conclude this with the Battle of New Orleans was remarkable for both its brevity and lopsided lethalness. Though some of the numbers are in dispute and contradict the official statistics, Charles Welsh and Zachary Smith echo the report of the Adjutant General Robert Butler in his official report to General Jackson, which claimed that in the space of 25 minutes, the British lost 285 killed, 1,265 wounded, and 484 prisoners, a total loss of 2,084 men. American losses were only 13 killed, 30 wounded, and 19 missing or captured. And again, the Americans were actually very well entrenched. And yeah, gang, that there is the Battle of New Orleans. And one more thing, real quick. This is also the event which kind of brought Andrew Jackson's popularity to recognition. Anyway, Andrew Jackson, he's the 7th President of the United States. He's also featured on the $20 bill. Andrew Jackson was born in 1767, and he died in 1845. And also, too, one quick notable thing, he is the first president to have a assassination attempt on him. It was unsuccessful, and from the reports I've kind of read kind of quickly, it seems like the guy was a bit bonkers. And yeah, he actually didn't do any jail time, but he did spend the culprit. He didn't do any jail time, but he did spend a whole lot of time in the sanitarium. Now, our little piece of media for tonight is in much gracious thanks to a fellow by the name of Mike Bellavenu. Now, I probably tortured his name like I tortured almost all the names this evening. Mike, I am sorry. We'll try it again. I think he says his name in the media clip. Mike Bellenview. But anyway, gang, he has a YouTube channel called Dueling 1954. And if you like period firearms, this is your channel. And I tell you what, great channel. I wasted away, not wasted away, it's not a waste, but I spent 3 hours, which I shouldn't have spent 3 hours, but I did. 3 hours watching his videos on his firearms, his period firearms. And but anyway, gang, here, take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Mike Bellevue, and today I'm out at Duelist Den, and I've got my rebarreled 40 caliber Bucks County rifle. Now we've been to the range and sighted it in, so now it's time to see if I can actually do any shooting with it. Well, as usual, the first order of business is to get this gun loaded. This is a 40 caliber, and I use a 40 grain charger powder, and I'm going to be using 3FG, and this is Graf's Schützen powder. It's a German powder, quite good. So fill up the measure, pour it down the bore. I'm using a 395 round ball, and I'm using linen scraps from my shirt to patch it, which would probably not have been unusual in the day. So that's greased with my black powder lube, which is 2/3 lamb's tallow, 1/3 beeswax. Use a short starter to get it going. Taking my colonial style pocket knife to cut the patch. People always tell me I should not cut the patch towards me, but I've done it that way all my life, and I just cannot seem to coordinate myself to do it the other way. All right, get it going with a short starter. Pull the ramrod. And just send it down. And now it just needs to be primed, and I'll do that when I'm ready to fire it. And I'm just going to use the same horn of 3F that I loaded it out of. So let's go make some smoke. Well, Evil Roy, or I should call him Renegade Roy, I guess, is leading a band to Delaware over the mountain, intent on driving me out of my homestead. I'm just going to have to put a stop to Roy, and we'll see if the Bucks County rifle can do it.
Watch your ears, Lincoln.
got him.
Anyway, gang, that there is Mike B. Mike Bella in the view. And do check out his channel. It's Duelist 1954. Great channel. If you like period firearms, I tell you, you will not be disappointed. And great channel. I'm glad I came across them anyway. And anyway, gang. All right. Well, here we go. All right. Well, it's that time for the giveaway. That's right. It's time to wake up Rosie. Make her do something. Holy cow, she just sits there on the entire live stream. Anyway, gang, tonight, of course, we've got a pack of Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium toilet paper. That's right. It goes wherever you go for when you have to go. And it would have been handy during the Battle of New Orleans, I tell you. Anyway, we are going to go and wake up Rosie and have her do a little bit of work for us here. And lurkers, I tell you what, lurkers, be sure and get something in chat, because Rosie's got to know that you are here. And yeah, gang, of course we got the Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium toilet paper, but again, we'll be sending something along with it. Who knows? Maybe we'll send a flat button and something of numismatic interest, one thing or another. But anyway, gang, give us a few seconds for Rosie to wake up, and then we'll kick her into gear. You probably thought I was going to say kick her somewhere else, didn't you? But anyway, gang. Lincoln says, Rosie and the Mantic Bot are in love. I wish Mantic Bot might be a little bit nicer to me. Lurkers, identify yourselves at once. Oh my goodness. Call them out. Anyway, gang, all right, here we go. We'll give us a countdown of 5 and have Rosie select our winner for this evening. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang. Hey, there you go. Congratulations, Treasure Hunting SWPA. You just won tonight's giveaway. And try and switch back on over here. That we're back. All right, gang. Holy cow, we ran over. It's 8:04. There's great stuff coming up tonight. You got Flash, who's probably on right now. I believe Gone Digging is on tonight. I think he's having a guest tonight of 5280 Adventures, I believe. And also, too, a little bit later on tonight, Lemonhead Penny will be on with another fantastic auction. Great auctions he has. He has a nice spread of different things for you collectors out there. And also, too, later in the week, we got Liz with Off the Cuff coming up on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Saturday, we got Mantic Coins, Flip Coin, at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Liz is back on Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Always a great time over on Liz's live stream. And then KP, the big show. Hopefully be back. Hopefully be back this Sunday. KP, the big show. Probably the biggest coin giveaway on the YouTube. It's a community-sponsored giveaway, and I tell you what, those packs never disappoint. KP, the big show, Ken Peavy, Sunday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Great stuff. Don't miss it. Anyway, gang, that is all we've got for this evening, and I hope you enjoy yourself, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday, as we do every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's always a good time, I tell you. Guys are great, and we'll get into more history, we'll get into more treasure, we'll get into more coins, and we'll get into more mischief. Anyway, gang, have a great night. And, exiting thing. The exiting thing. Always got to try and remember the exiting thing. Here we go. Have a great night, though.